Wednesdays at 12:30 on WJBF News Channel 6.
Jackson Massey, your auto injury attorney, is ready to help you in times of trouble. He's been doing this for over 25 years. He wants you well and well paid. Call 706-722-1900 now.
Fly direct to Washington, D.C. from Augusta Regional Airport. The Live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
One more dry day, and then we have some rain on the way. I'll have details coming up in your 5 for 6 forecast.
Right now, on News Channel 6 at 4, a Columbia County deputy recovering after an accident. We'll have the details. Also ahead, the new application for federal financial aid is out. A look at the changes this year. And the historic Aiken Hotel. The steps being taken to protect that landmark. As News Channel 6 at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. Jenny is off today. As coverage you can count on begins with a Columbia County deputy in the hospital after a two-car crash last night. It happened near the intersection of Gordon Highway and Old Augusta Highway about 6 o'clock. The deputy working a crash investigation right before this accident happened. Graham Lee joining us live now from the sheriff's office. And Graham, that deputy was giving somebody a courtesy ride home when this whole thing happened.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. Deputy Brittany Brown was responding to a different crash involving a 75-year-old man, but just moments later, she got involved in an accident of her own. Now, according to the sheriff's office, the deputy was parked partially on the roadway and had her emergency lights on. She was pulling into the road with the 75-year-old in the car when a 2014 Jeep Cherokee hit the front left side of her patrol vehicle. Columbia County Fire Rescue came to the scene and had to cut the door off the vehicle just to get the deputy out. People who frequently take the road down the road told me car wrecks happened before, but it's not a major issue.
Not an unusual bunch. I mean, you see wrecks up and down through here occasionally, but it's not, it's not regular.
Gotcha.
Problem.
So did this come as a surprise to you to see that crash?
Yeah.
Now, the sheriff's office tells me that Deputy Brown was taken to the doctor's hospital for a concussion, where she is still right there right now. Brown will be charged for being at fault for the accident, but it is not clear when she will return to work. For now, live in Appling, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6. Brett?
Graham, thanks. Augusta University mourning the loss of a former basketball star. It happened the day after Christmas. 27-year-old Tyvez Monroe shot outside a train station in Washington, D.C. He graduated from AU in 2019, scored more than 1,000 points as a Jaguar. Jags coach Demetrius said Monroe was one of the most competitive players he's ever coached.
I call him a four-board guy. He's all-time leading rebounders, points, assists, three-pointers. Very competitive nature. Wanted to win. It really wanted to. He taught people lessons his senior year. He had great leadership his senior year, and that passed on to the group of guys who just graduated last year.
2 days after the shooting, officers did make an arrest. 36-year-old Deontay Spicer facing charges in connection with this case. As we take a first look at our weather, and for that we want to check in with meteorologist Miller Hyatt, covering things on another sunny, cool, and really clear day out there today. Miller?
Some spots could be below average, especially north of I-20. Then we have the rain returning tomorrow night and potentially a pretty stormy and windy Tuesday next week. I'll have details on that, plus what to expect coming up in your 5 for 6 forecast, Brad.
All right, Miller, thanks. Well, the new application for federal student aid is out. Don't you love doing that paperwork? Bria Smith here now with a look at what you need to know to apply. Bria?
That's right, Brad. FAFSA applications are usually available by October 1st of that previous school year. But this time around, applications for the 2024 to 2025 school year didn't open up until December 31st of last year. The update took the Department of Education 3 years to revise and make adjustments. This is one reason why some families might experience some application stress. The soft launch rollout will allow more students to be eligible for aid support, along with other beneficial updates. But while applying, you might experience some some pauses for monitoring site performance, more updates, and maintenance.
With all of the changes that are coming, what we did in advance was to go ahead and have different trainings and things like that for our counselors, so they will be more than ready when those students do come. And we've already had some students coming, some students and parents, since we've gotten back from the Christmas holidays.
The FSA does assure there is no rush to fill out the application during the soft launch. To learn more about recent updates and to stay aware of any further, visit WJBF.com. Brad?
All right, Bria, thanks. Local leaders moving forward to try to shape the future of Hotel Aiken. The city now has a request for proposal. Augusta really between a rock and a hard place right now when it comes to which Sunday of the whole year to let bars be open. City leaders first selected Super Bowl Sunday as the date, but then got some pushback from bar owners, and so now they're thinking about switching it to Cinco de Mayo. To avoid future problems, city leaders would love to just put this issue on the ballot and let voters decide whether to allow bars to be open on additional Sundays.
I highly recommend assembling a task force before we actually put this on a referendum to determine which is best for our city. Should it be every Sunday? Should it be Sundays that are holiday Sundays or major sporting events? And I think that'll be a great, robust conversation for the community to have.
This whole thing got started because New Year's Eve was on a Sunday, and they'd already done Super Bowl Sunday, so they were out of Sundays to use. And so the city is going to survey bar owners now on which Sunday they want to open this year, and then have a final vote on it next week. A mural fest is coming to Augusta, chance to give local artists the opportunity to showcase their talents. Nikita Dennis has details.
So we are looking for up to 47 artists to create murals that are like 3x10, 3x20, just however many we can get.
The Greater Augusta Arts Council will be adding a special touch to the 5th Street Bridge, a touch that will give artists the opportunity to paint murals on parts of the bridge.
The walls that kind of lead up to the 5th Street Bridge on 5th Street coming from Broad, so they're little 3-foot tall walls, and we're giving them 10 to 20 feet of that, or 40 feet depending. So it'll be very easy to access for them to paint. They won't need scaffolding or anything like that.
The council also wants to bring awareness to the arts and culture throughout Augusta.
This has been a 2-year in the making project. We've been, getting authorization from the city, looking for funding with Porter Filming. We just got a really big grant to put this together, and we just really want to make Augusta a arts destination, a public art destination.
The art project is open to anyone, and artists will receive a big prize at the end.
It is an open call. It's nationwide, actually, but you get extra points if you're a local artist. There is a stipend of $1,000 to $4,000 depending on what you're applying for, and the application is on AugustaArts.com.
Still ahead, why Georgia lawmakers are pushing for election changes that could impact when a race goes to a runoff. Also, we have the latest on the first batch of sealed court documents in the Epstein case. Details for you after the break.
February 12th. Tickets start at $20. Buy them at the Imperial Theater. Man, I just love that Southern soul and song.
Hello, 2024. The Rooms to Go New Year sale is here. Say hello, style. Hello, comfort. Hello, savings. Shop online or in store and start the new year off right with amazing sale prices that make anything possible. Let's celebrate. Let's decorate. The Rooms to Go New Year sale is going on now.
The Augusta Mini Theater, Regional Airport, and Club Car. For details and tickets, call 722-0598 or visit AugustaMiniTheater.org.
More court documents expected to be released today in the Jeffrey Epstein case. This after the names of several people connected to him, allegedly, have already come out. Here's Rena Roy.
Many questions once again being raised following the newly unsealed court documents related to the late Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. An anti-monarchy group reporting Britain's Prince Andrew to police, an old groping allegation against him part of the release. A claim he denies. The information is not new to authorities, but the public getting to see it for the first time.
If there's any kind of criminal impropriety, I would have thought that law enforcement and the federal government would have got him there a long time ago, and they would have done an investigation well before we learned about these names now.
The paperwork is part of a long-settled defamation suit brought by Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's accusers, filed against his former partner and girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, who has maintained her innocence. Giuffre claimed Epstein ordered her to have sex with powerful men, including Prince Andrew, on 3 occasions, which he has denied. Andrew settled a lawsuit with Giuffre in 2022 and said he could not recall meeting her, and he told the BBC this photo of the two of them could be fake.
Absolutely no memory of that photograph ever being taken.
Giuffre claims she was a teen sex slave for Epstein, describing in a 2019 interview with the Miami Herald how she was trained to act.
The training started immediately. How to be quiet, be subservient, give Jeffrey what he wants. A lot of this training came from Ghislaine herself.
Former President Bill Clinton also named in the documents. Giuffre did not allege any wrongdoing by Clinton, but her lawyers sought testimony from him after she claimed she had dinner with him on Epstein's private island. Maxwell called that a lie, and Clinton's spokesman denied Clinton was ever on the island. After Giuffre's allegations became public, the documents show Epstein emailed Maxwell seeming to offer advice, saying you can issue a reward to any of Virginia's friends, acquaintances, family that come forward and help prove her allegations are false. The strongest is the Clinton dinner. Also in the documents, deposition from a witness who said she met Michael Jackson and magician David Copperfield during her time with Epstein, and when asked if she ever gave a massage to Donald Trump, the witness responded, no. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Georgia lawmakers filing a new bill to reduce election fatigue in the state. Right now, if a candidate does not get 50% of the vote plus one, the race goes to a runoff. But lawmakers say those runoffs are expensive to staff and stage. And there's a push to lower that threshold from 50 to 45%.
Georgia has an incredible number of runoffs. We have more elections than almost any other state in the country. These runoffs are so burdensome. They are so expensive, too. So my bill would basically... The reason we have so many runoffs is we have a 50% threshold that must be met for a candidate to avoid a runoff. So what my bill does is reduces that threshold from 50 to 45%.
State lawmakers go back to work on Monday for the new session, and if these changes are approved, they won't take effect until at least July, so they won't impact the presidential primaries. Still ahead, Miller is back with a look at the forecast and a new Goodwill store set to break ground. That means they're hiring. We'll have the details after the break.
I'm Attorney Chief.
If you are looking to keep an eye on employment, Goodwill might be able to help you these days. Area retail stores looking to hire for several positions. The new Goodwill store is under construction. It's going to be down on Walton Way right there at 15th Street in the old Rite Aid building. And
we're scheduled to open February 8th. We're really excited. We have a mural going up right now, so look forward to a ribbon cutting coming up in the future. But we're expecting a really good turnout. So far, we've had a great response from the community. We have 97 people scheduled for interviews today just for that location. So you can tell that there's really a need for those types of jobs down here in this community.
that Walton Way location set to open in February. Columbia County Fire Rescue is hosting a job fair. It's this Saturday and then again next Thursday, 9 in the morning till 2 p.m. at the Columbia County Fire Headquarters off DeSoto Drive. You can tour the station, talk with the team, and learn more about job opportunities. Still ahead, a dog that ate a lot more than it should. We'll have the story when we come back, how the owner's trying to fix their financial situation thanks to that pup.
Teeth are amazing.
A couple in Pittsburgh had to launder some money, but nobody's getting arrested for it. No. Carrie and Clayton Law posted on Instagram after their dog Cecil ate an envelope with $4,000 in cash in it. They had withdrawn the money to pay for a new fence in their backyard. Guess the fence person only took cash. The couple salvaged nearly $1,800 in bills, and then they taped together about another $1,800 that they recovered. By my count, they're $400 short. Keep watching what that dog leaves outside and get your money. They say that the dog is fine, though. Thank goodness. The furry friend is healthy and happy, and they're almost whole again. 3,600 out of 4,000, but wow, keep that stuff away from the dogs. More coverage you can count on coming up next at 4:30. What's